All right, so some pretty cool news happened last night, and of course I'm late on everything. I'm never going to be on time with everything. I record shit when I record it. But some big news happened yesterday, and it has to do with the new DC streaming service. It's got an official title now. It's called the DC Universe, and there's 4 shows announced for the new streaming service. Huge news if you're a DC fan like myself. But first, before I get into the news, let me just say thank you to everybody that commented on the last video. Pretty awesome to see all the sensible and reasonable comments, just like amazing thing to see. I think you guys are like the best. It's amazing because when I first recorded that video, I was debating whether or not to put it up because I thought that people might not understand what I'm trying to say, but it seems y'all got it. Y'all understood, and everybody had a reasonable comment to say. So I appreciate everyone that commented on the last one. You guys are awesome. Keep it up. Love reading all y'all's comments. But on to the news, which is the DC streaming service, the DC Universe, the DCU. And you can probably tell I'm really excited about this right now. I can't wait for this streaming service to come on. And let me just read what they have on their DC page for this streaming service. It's on DCComics.com, and I'll put the link in the description if you want to look at this page. There's not much on this page. It's just the 4 show logos, and you could sign up your email address. But let me just read what they have. This one paragraph. The ultimate DC membership is coming. The DC Universe is first of its kind. Immersive digital experience designed just for DC fans. God damn, I hope so. I hope they're not just like talking, blowing smoke up their ass, I hope they're really making this for fans. One of the many incredible things your membership will include is unlimited access to the following exclusive original series. And then they have the pictures of the 4 shows that are going to be exclusive to the network. And I imagine countless others will become exclusive with time, like the Batman animated series and the Justice League animated series. I'm sure they're going to put all that stuff on this network day one. Like, this ain't going to be the only 4 shows. Like, they're going to have every animated show on there probably, every animated movie on there probably, most of the DC live action films that they can put up there easily. I bet it's going to be hard to get some live action films on there, but at some point, the streaming service is going to have every DC live action film, every DC animated film, and every DC animated show there's ever been. At some point, that's what the streaming service is going to have, total. At least that's what I'm hoping, right? That's what I'm hoping by getting a membership to begin with. And we don't know the price of the membership at all, so no one knows. They haven't announced it yet. I highly doubt it's going to be like over $20. I highly doubt that. Especially if they're starting out with just like a few shows. I think $10 or less would be reasonable for this streaming service. Completely reasonable. Because it's just DC stuff. It's not like you're getting like every Warner Brothers movie ever made. You're just getting DC stuff. And it's pretty amazing that they're actually doing this service before Marvel. Because like Marvel has a shit ton of stuff they could put and make their own network out of it. But, DC beat them to it, but I'm not going to hold that over Marvel, okay? I'm not going to hold that over them for fucking 50 years. I'm never going to mention the fact that DC beat Marvel to a streaming service. I'm not going to mention it. There's no point in mentioning that DC beat Marvel to a streaming service. There's just no point of that. And I just don't want to mention that DC beat Marvel to a streaming service, But let's go over the 4 shows they have announced. One of them is the Harley Quinn animated show. And we don't know if Margot Robbie's going to be voice acting for Harley Quinn. There's I think a news article that said that they were hoping to get her to voice Harley Quinn. And, if they don't get Margot Robbie, it's not a big deal. You have one of the greatest voice actors of all time, Tara Strong, the original voice of Harley Quinn, that would easily come in and do this animated show. So that's the backup DC has. So that's a pretty good backup to have. And I imagine they're just going to get Tara Strong to do it. I would hope, because that's my favorite Harley Quinn voice. And if it's an animated show, you might as well get the best voice possible, which is Tara Strong. But if they get Margot Robbie, cool. I don't think they would. I think that would be like them spending way too much on an animated show, But, cool animated show that I'll probably check out, especially if it's in the same style as the Batman animated series and it has something to do with that Harley Quinn. I'll definitely check out this show. And you have another animated show, Young Justice Season 3, The Outsiders. Love Young Justice. Love the first 2 seasons. Very excited to see a 3rd season. Thought the show was canceled. Thought I was never going to see it again. But here we go. We got a DC streaming service. And this is a perfect place to put DC canceled television shows. And if they're already bringing back Young Justice, can we get some fan support for the Green Lantern animated series? I really need a season 2 of that. I don't know about you guys, but that first season is beyond epic, and I really need another season of the Green Lantern animated show. Please write some letters to Warner Brothers, get some fan support for that, because now it's possible. We have your own streaming service. It's very possible to have a Green Lantern animated show back for season 2. Like, it's never been more possible to have this happen. So please start pushing for a Green Lantern animated show, because I need that season 2. Anyway, on to the 2 live-action shows. Let's talk about Titans first. I saw the set photos of Titans, and, I guess now is a good time to talk about it, because I never really talked about it before. But the show kind of looks like a CW show, and, I understand if they're going to keep it in that universe, and that's fine. Especially if you get all those CW shows on this network, on this streaming service, then it'll make perfect sense to have Titans in that same vein. But, I can see why they're not calling this show Teen Titans, because they're really not Teen Titans. They're young adult Titans. I don't know how I feel about that. People were going crazy about a Star Sapphire being black or something. And some, really racist people were saying that she needs to be white. And I don't understand where they're getting that from, because Star Sapphire's orange, so what the fuck are you talking about anyway? I think we should all be upset that she's not orange. Okay, they should be painting her orange. She should look like Star Sapphire, But I wonder if, this is her human form and then she becomes Star Sapphire, I think that's probably what they might do. When her powers activate, she changes color and shit like that. And you get the green and orange and you get the spandex outfit and stuff. I think that could work fine. But, we haven't seen anything about the show. I only seen a few set photos of it. That's it. So I don't know how the show's going to play out. I'm hoping it doesn't waste our time, because that's the main problem with all these CW shows, is that they feel like they're just wasting my fucking time. We have 26 episodes, 24 episodes, and half of them we're not doing anything. You have 24 episodes to tell an amazing story. You have a lot of time. Why not make one huge connecting story and every episode is just the one act of the story? Episode 2 is the second act. Episode 3 is the third. And you have 24 acts. You have 24 chapters, But it seems like they might be running out of ideas. So they'll just have oh, well, this week we'll do this hero that has no relevance to any grand plot, And this week is about this villain that you'll never see again. I hate when they do that in the CW shows. You got so much time to tell a great story. Stop wasting time, Stop making filler episodes. It's ridiculous. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen with this Titans show. But other than that, there's not really much to judge the show off of. But the show I'm really looking forward to, the other live-action show that they have on here, is Swamp Thing. And I'm super looking forward to this because Swamp Thing's fucking awesome. If you read any Animal Man and Swamp Thing books, that's a cool section of the DC universe, a creepy horror but heroic Swamp Thing is one of the most powerful creatures in the DC universe. And he doesn't like to leave his swamp, he's only in one area most of the time. And he talks, unlike some trees that kind of talk but don't really talk. But what's really exciting me about the show, other than the fact that it's a Swamp Thing show, and there hasn't been a Swamp Thing movie since the early 90s and 80s, and that movie was bad. What's really exciting me about this show is James Wan. He's going to be the executive producer on the show, and apparently he came up with the idea of the show, and I'm all behind that, Krypton is getting a little better each week, I'm excited to see how that show continues. And, David Goyer came up with that idea. And now we got James Wan coming up with, Swamp Thing and heading up that project. And hopefully he has a lot of influence because this is something that's right up his alley probably, I think he could pull this off real well, especially with the horror elements of Swamp Thing. This could be an amazing show. If they make an adult version of this could be amazing. And since they're on their own streaming service, they don't have to worry about ratings and worrying about if this show's going to be too dark for television. That doesn't matter anymore. You're on your own streaming service. You can air whatever you want. They don't have to worry about advertisers, So it really excites me what they could do with this show. And it's definitely the one I'm looking forward to the most out of this whole lineup. Other than Young Justice, because Young Justice gives me the feeling that if they're going to do a season 3 of this, they might do a season 2 of Green Lantern animated series and Batman, Beware the Batman animated series. They might do season 2 for both those shows, especially because they're doing Young Justice, So it really gives me hope that we might get more of those other great animated shows that nobody watched, but they're fucking amazing. You know, Teen Titans is a little bit of a I'm on the fence about, but I'm willing to watch the first couple episodes. And Swamp Thing, I'm just hugely pumped to see because of James Wan specifically. I wonder who they're going to get to play Swamp Thing. It's going to be interesting. But yeah, that's the update. You could go to their DC.com page where they have the DC Universe live streaming section, and you can sign up your email and get updates on it. I imagine it's launching in the fall of this year, and I really wonder what the membership's going to be, because if it's over like $15, like that's ridiculous. I think everybody knows what the right price point is for a streaming service, and it's $10. I think everybody knows that. WWE Network did that, and that got them a lot of people signed on to that. Netflix first started doing like $7 or $8, you know, and now they're at $10. And, you know, everyone's fine with $10. I think that's a good price point. But, you know, every year they seem to be rising the prices. I think Netflix is doing $15 now, and it might be like $20 one day. Like, there's greedy corporations that want more money. They really don't need to keep bumping up the price. So I'm hoping DC realizes, and Warner Brothers, you know, because Warner Brothers is making this, I hope they realize that $10 is the perfect price point, because I think any, like, simpleton could tell you that, you know? Anybody with half a brain could tell you that $10 is the perfect price point for a streaming service. So let's hope they don't fuck up in that regard. And I bet they're going to unveil more of this at San Diego Comic-Con. Doesn't that make more sense? At the Warner Brothers panel, they're going to start with this, talk about the DC TV shows on CW and Krypton, and then they're going to talk about this streaming service, and then they're going to talk about the movies. So that'll be interesting to see what else they reveal for this network at San Diego Comic-Con. But that's it for now. Let me know what you all think about the streaming service. Are you excited for it? I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm probably going to get it launch day if the price point is that $10 like we talked about. If that's the price point, I'm all good. I'm definitely getting it. But that's it from me for now. Comment below, let me know what you think, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.